Hey y'all, so we back on the Coldest Winter ever, chapter 12. Don't mind the music if y'all hear it. Cause my daughter down there singing her heart out. Two big cemented rolling lines sat on the opposite side of the cement steps leading to the place. The door was made of solid thick glass, framed by maple wood with all kinds of carvings. Behind the solid glass was a black designer gate and an expensive and fancy way to say, keep the hell out. The building was one of Harlem's Sugar Hills brownstone with 5 floors. What really caught my eye was the money green Mercedes Benz illegally parked in front. A little black ugly girl answered a huge door. It was so wide and heavy that it opened slowly. How are you, Rashida? The miniature lady asked. Once inside the door, we were faced with another door, lighter in the weight, that the girl swung right open. Parquet floors with colored designs. I caught my breath and reminded myself that months ago I lived in a place 3 times better than this. So we need to get excited. So no need to get excited. While the trolls interrogated, Rashida, did you let Soldier know you were coming today? All right. I checked the next spacious room behind 2 more open window doors, which revealed a winding staircase leading to the 2nd floor. Now, art. I don't follow that shit, but there was enough painting on the wall of what? Don't ask me. African titties everywhere and wooden mask carvings. There were big pictures with big frames, the kind I hated, that was supposed to be a portrait of a person. To me, the person was painted to seem alive, but almost always looked dead. No, I didn't tell Soldier I was coming, but I know it's not a problem because she told me if I ever need it. The short girl disappeared into the darkness huge room before Rashida could even finish. From what I hear, she was talking on the phone for 3 seconds. She came back out and said, you can go up now, Rashida. It was like walking through a museum. There were huge ivy tucks that had to be straight off an elephant, carefully placed in a sitting room with huge windows, chess pieces, marble tables, statues, heavy curtains, and plants everywhere. The plants were like decoration as the designer or whoever hooked this place up had them draped over each window and outlining the walls up at the top near the ceiling, then cascading down to the floor. On the 3rd floor were doors closed tightly as though something top secret was done in there. Each corner on every floor was elegant with marble stools for sitting and plant holders with more plants. By the time I reached the top floor, I calculated 27 hours since I had slept. My heart was racing out of the normal rhythm. Now what was bugged about the 5th floor was it was huge and clean, with tall windows and beautiful wooden floors like the rest of the house. But it was as if the designer decorated the whole place, got to the 5th floor and just quit. This is it, Rashida said. This is where Soldier is. She knocked lightly on the half-open door and pushed her way in there like she lived there. You can sit there, she said. She directed me to the basic wooden chair near a small table. Rashida exited the room where I was seated. She walked through a small kitchen, the 4th one I had seen in this house, and into another room. I watched everything as Rashida began to talk to someone who was concealed behind the half-open door. Soldier, I have a sister out here who's a good friend of mine, and that's all I heard because Rashida stepped inside the room and closed the door. She probably purposely lowered her voice so I couldn't hear her begging. She better not be begging. The room I was waiting in was like a library. There were 2 wide and towering sets of bookcases that went from the floor to the ceiling. There must have been at least 1,000 books on those shelves, but small, every color, old, new, hard, and soft. Some of the books had paper hanging out of them. One shelf had magazines and newspapers only. The window in the room had no curtains, even though the people in the brownstone across the street could look right in. How did I know? Because that's what I was doing, standing in the window looking in their house. But their windows had curtains. The kitchen was clean, but nothing was in it. Curiosity made me open the refrigerator just enough to look in. Water, salsa, and ginger ale, that's it. I heard a slight movement and closed the refrigerator door real quit. Soldier was taller than I thought, about 5'6". She had big brown eyes, long lashes, and chubby, tight cheeks. Her hair was shining like it just got done. It was a flesh twist style, kind of original. She was a typical uptown girl, big ass, wide hips, and nope, not a flat belly. She still needed to do those sit-ups. Nothing to say about her clothes, blue jeans, white shirt, and wait a minute, a pair of Skips, nondescript Snickers Skips, like she was from one of the Long Island's flea market towns. No, she didn't, I thought to myself. The thing that stood out most about her were her eyes. She was staring right into me. She didn't try to hide it or even look away when I looked at her. I wasn't going to stare back at her because what was all this about anyway? She walked over towards me. As far as I am concerned, she was standing way too close to my face. You know, people need personal space. You're not supposed to tell them that. They're just supposed to know. First thing she said after a long, uncomfortable moment of saying nothing was, "You are so pretty." I turned my head to look behind me, but I knew she was talking to me. What was I supposed to say in response to that? "Where are you from?" she asked. "Long Island." It just dropped out my mouth. Less is better. I wasn't going to tell her all my business. There is no telling what Rashida had already told her, but I wouldn't fix it. But I will fix it. "No, I meant what country?" "What?" I said, thinking to myself, what the hell is she talking about? We all come from right motherfucker here. "No, I was thinking maybe your family is from Panama or Trinidad or one of the islands maybe." I gave her one quick response, "Nah." Then I continued to push for what I wanted. "Rashida said that you know my cousin Midnight." "Yeah," she answered with one word. "Listen," I said, "I don't know what Rashida has told you. She doesn't know me very well." Rashida rolled, then cut her eyes at me. "Anyway, you know how family moves around a lot. I grew up with Midnight. After he was about 16, we just lost track of one another. My mom doesn't have long to live. I'd like Midnight to see her before she dies. He would hate himself if she dies without him being able to say a few words. We were close like that." "Well, anyway, Rashida mentioned that you know my cousin," she said. "You probably be able to give me his number, his phone number, his address." And I'll be back, y'all.